Hello fam, welcome to Achi's Clothline. My name is Mrs. Adoyo. Today we are bringing you our second episode of Renewal. Renewal Program walks you through the lives of different ladies and gentlemen who have deep stories on perspective, hope, life, and most of all, purpose. If you're new here, feel most welcome and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That will mean a lot to us. Our guest today is called Maureen, and she's a wonderful mother of two. And since this is an International Women's Month, we are basing it on motherhood, and we are glad to hear from her. Welcome, Maureen.
Thank you so much for having me on this platform. I'm really honored. And, actually, being the second person on this show, I'm really excited. And so, asante sana.
We are honored. Maybe you briefly tell us your journey of motherhood.
Wow, thank you. My journey of motherhood is actually a very typical story, but I hope it's going to inspire one or two people to understand and appreciate that wherever they are, it's not by accident. There's a good reason why, and for them to keep at it and remain authentic. Yes, I cleared uni expecting my firstborn, and immediately I cleared the next year. Early the next year, he came. And then the next year, that was 2016, 2017,
December,
my second born came.
Wow, a short period of time.
Yes, mine was a marathon. And I actually, my husband and I decided I'll be at home and take care of those boys because it happened so fast, and we didn't feel okay to just bring in somebody and then I go to work.
Okay.
So I chose to be a stay-at-home mom. And I gave them for 4 years of my life where I'd probably gone back to work, considering I just cleared college.
Yeah, true.
Or started business, because this day and age, we the couples, we have to help each other and move life and keep life going. And even apart from that, Edith, let's agree, you have your own life in the end. You have your own purpose that you need to fulfill. That's apart from your spouse.
Yeah.
And so I chose that, and it's been a really interesting journey as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any challenges that you got, or maybe how are you feeling? Your peers, people are going to work. I believe most of them were not having kids by that time. Yeah.
Okay, one of the first things I must really appreciate was my husband. He took the fort. He took the fort to be the provider, to support me financially while I was at home taking care of the boys. And so on the other hand, I took the other role of being at home, ensuring everything in the house is well taken care of. And so it was an interesting journey, one, because my friends at that point and my college mates were actually now furthering their careers. And I would see them in different platforms, trying here, out there. And me, it looked like this girl is not even thinking. She's just in the house, eating, waking up, taking care of the children. But I must say this. As I would look at every milestone my children took, I was content. I was content because I'd look at how I had devoted myself to them and how they were, responding back. And I was like, Maureen? And I know there were seasons where it was like, Maureen umetupambao, but there were other seasons I was like, apana, I have done the right thing. Looking at them just make those steady progresses. And so that kept me holding on.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. I would say you are one strong woman because being two boys, it's not an easy task.
True.
So maybe you just briefly tell us what was your experience after the staying home for like 4 years, because maybe your peers had gone back to work, people are at different levels, and then also searching for jobs with that gap. How was it?
Wow, I think that's when now reality hit me again. Yes, I was very satisfied, very happy having seen my children make those milestones and respond well. But now I had to relieve my hubby of that burden of now being the provider, and I had to really take the reins and start, championing my life. And it wasn't easy because by that point, 4 good years after post-campus or college, you look at your friends and the people, your peers, and they've made milestones. Now it's people, they're not at what do we call it? Yeah, the beginners level.
Because
Then
you're starting from zero. You have no experience.
Exactly.
Okay, the experience you have is
taking care of children in the house. So for them, they're intermediate level. And you see, it wasn't easy. I at some point, I even got a bit confused and I was like, what is my purpose again? But then again, you see, you just have to. Because again, I think I'd still point it out to this gift that God had blessed me with, these boys. I had to do something for them. I wanted to be able to get out there and get them something that is not daddy brought, but mommy brought. You see?
Who bought you this?
Yes.
Like the way they tell everyone,
yes,
"Mommy got you this."
yes.
Every time it was daddy, daddy.
And so what I decided, I decided to even start with business. Actually, that's how my transition went.
Because now getting a job.
Yes, I began with business. I got into clothes because it's something I've always liked. I got into, actually, even when COVID hit, I got into selling the masks. I got into selling the sanitizers.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
and you see, that also boosted my confidence, just that I would wake up and go out there and talk to people and they would believe in me and purchase whatever I was selling them. That really boosted my confidence. And even in my CV, when ladies, don't be scared. Right there, this period there looks like there's a lapse in my career, but I was at home taking care of my children, and there I garnered the skills. I garnered time management, home management, resource management, because at that point you have to manage those resources, otherwise there'll be a lapse. So yes, I chose to just embrace this was it. This is where I was at, and that's how I was to present myself to the people.
That's so encouraging. Because I'm imagining how many years in campus, and then now you just wake up and go and sell masks.
I know.
It's discouraging, but I think you're a strong woman.
And it's also in your mind. Even all through when I was studying, I said one thing. If an opportunity shows and the only thing I can sell at that point is even tomatoes, I'll sell them. So long as there's a return of that investment I've made. I never looked at this job is for who and who. No. I looked at it as a point, as a means to an end. Yeah, that's how I've always looked at it.
Because I believe if you were to choose, then by now you could not be where you are. Because at least you start from somewhere. That's when you'll get connections.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was never scared to start small. I think an encouragement I even got from my husband along the way was, don't be scared to start small. Pick it up from there, but be steady. There'll be growth. And honestly, I can tell you, even where I'm seated right now, the fruits I'm enjoying are of that one, of that resilience, acceptance to start small, and just steady, progress every day. Looking at the bigger picture. Yeah.
Look at you now. Who would say?
Yeah.
So your career life now, how is it?
My career life, I would say honestly, is not where I wanted to be. But I'm happy that the path I'm at is a path that I'm hopeful and I can see light at the end of that tunnel. Yes. So it's in line with what I studied. And I deal a lot with social media and campaigns, strategies, and even at times client relations. And it's actually fun. It's actually
you
fun.
are a good one at that client relations.
Yes.
I know you're doing well there. But do you see yourself? Where are you supposed to be? Where would you want to be in the next maybe 5 years?
Now, in the next 5 years, I want to have bridged that gap. The gap that I say there's a season, there was a lapse. I want to have bridged that and actually, engage my peers on the same level and say yes. Because I'll also tell you, yes, my peers went ahead, they have made it and they are on a very different level career-wise. But you see where they are at,
Yeah.
now they're picking up where I'm at. It's when they're starting their marriage.
Yeah, true.
It's when they're getting their babies.
Yes.
You see? So I want us to be able, just like now they are bridging the gap,
Yes.
I can also do the same in my career. And now we sit and say, how's your family?
Yes.
How's work? Then they could ask me, how's work? You
Yes,
see?
yes.
And we can be able to relate this and churn out something that is of essence to the society. That it's not about and you see, even as I say this, it wasn't about my friends. It was about where I found myself in that point and accepting it, because I didn't run with the majority. I remember, if you remember those days in campus or college, there's a clique you are with,
Yeah, true.
and it was either nyote muolewe at the same
same
point, ama nyote muingie job. And if you see, if that doesn't happen to all of you, there's a disconnect.
True,
You lose
true,
lots
true.
of friends as
Yes,
well, and
yes.
so say hata mkikutana, you have nothing much to share.
Yeah.
But who
Yeah, I think
life is
Lisa,
very interesting.
I'm glad I kept one to date. That she got pregnant when we were in third year, and now she had to leave. Actually, she was my best friend. Now she had to leave, but then we caught up later.
Yeah.
After, because we cleared, and then now is when she went back to clear. So at least we caught up. So I don't know, the gap, maybe job. So we get work.
Yeah.
Then she's finishing campus and all the rest, but finally I think we're just in the same position. I think this economy, yeah, you look for work, maybe you're just at home, she's nursing, and then you get job at the same time, so still we are not so much far.
Yeah.
So how do you feel now that you go to work and leave your kids, now that you had been with them for like 4 years? How did you feel maybe the first time you went back to work?
Thank you. That's a very interesting question, and I think it nails my answer to the point. The first day I went to work, I remember by 4, I was like, guys, I need to go home. Yes.
Something is missing.
No,
here.
something is, and I was so irate, and thank God at that point where I was. Another thing I need to mention is, apart from business, I also got a very soft landing because my husband gave me an opportunity at his workplace to start. So I had flexible hours as well to leave early, but for some reason this day, it wasn't flexible hours. We were there up to almost midnight. And I was like, by 4, I need to go home. I need to go home. Who is taking care of my babies? But because I had spent a lot of time with them as well, by the time I reach home every day, I can tell something is amiss with these children. Because I've spent time with them.
Missed you.
I'd enter the house and I'd ask my help, is this boy okay? Did he spend his day well? And she was like, yeah, he's okay. And the moment I land my hand on his head, it's a fever.
Wow.
Because of that connection I had with them at that point, I now, there's fruits.
You know, yes.
Actually, I cannot regret it. Every day I sit and I'm like, I made the best decision for them. If anything, if you tell me a flip, I do it now, probably get a 3 months and then go to work, is a lie. Me, sijui kana is a function. Because I have seen the fruits. And actually, when I sit with my friends who've opted the other way, I always ask them, how are you coping? Because for me, in my mind, it's not adding up. It's not adding up. But you see, it's a journey. It's a very personal journey. Just because I chose that path, it doesn't mean everybody needs to. It doesn't mean you are wrong. If you chose, no. So long as your heart is at peace, so long as you're happy, it's comfortable for you, please do you. Just be authentic. And even it's a struggle I had on my own at some point. When I was going through the journey, it was okay. But when I was transitioning now back to work, it felt you made a wrong decision. But no, I am okay. I'm at peace with what I decided to do.
That's the most important thing. Having that peace of mind when at work and you know they're okay. That is the most important thing. So what can you tell our viewers today, being that you've been in both worlds, that is a working mom and a stay-at-home mom? sorry, not a stepmom. Yeah, so what would you tell them being an International Women's Month?
This is what I'd say. I think it's something I've come to appreciate about life. There are those moments or those situations you find yourself and you have no control over. And there are those, probably you're seated there and you're saying, this one, I would have planned myself A, B, C, and D. But trust you me, kuna zingine, there's no planning, but you're there. And you are supposed to act responsibly and own up to the decisions you made. And I'll tell you this, just don't be hard on yourself. But don't lose hope. Hope. Keep that hope alive. And further on. I'll tell you, there are moments I was like, will I ever really come out of this situation? Yes, I have amazing children that I adore, but I want to be able to do something for them, for myself, and even, plug in different platforms. For example, I used to be leading worship, but because of juggling motherhood and all, I got into Sunday school. I didn't even know I could teach. Actually, if you'd asked me in campus days, I'd go teach Sunday school children. I'd have told you, no, that's not my strength. That's not my strength. Yes. But today, I teach it with a very big heart. I have come to love it. I've come to flow really well. So plug in there. Or find a gifting. Find something that you can offer. Don't just sit. And don't just start rating yourself from the old you. Reinvent yourself. Find a new you. And keep on enjoying life. By the way, if there's something I appreciate today, I want to enjoy my life every day. Oh. It may not be where I was. Yes, true. But I want to get a new me. And have an impact in people's lives. Okay. When I see those children having said, I want to be in Teacher Maureen's class, yes, or, they adore you. They're telling me the memory verses that we learned different Sundays ago. I am like, I'm impacting someone's life. True. And that really makes me happy. Yeah.
Nice. What informed your decision to teach the Sunday school? Because you mentioned if you were asked in campus, you were not able.
Well, one, I love God and I wanted to serve. And so while in church, you'd always feel challenged. Plug in and serve, The vineyards are many, but the workers are few. Yeah, true. And I felt really called out to serve in Sunday school. And there was one teacher Josephine, at that point, her, was teaching. And I'd see how she'd flow really well. And I tell you, I'd ask myself, will I ever get that energy to jump with the toddlers? And so I was like, why don't I give it a try? And she actually really encouraged me and walked with me through that journey. I figured I couldn't go to the pulpit with my 2 toddlers because I didn't have a help at that point, and serve effectively, and even the meeting times. And you remember, I'm still the one running my home and all. I felt Sunday school was flexible for me to teach and be able to also take care of my children. And apart from them, I'd also be overlooking, taking care of them in the process. I won't burden anyone else with that, with that role of taking care of them in Sunday school. And so I flowed well. Oh. Yeah.
Nice. Now, maybe you just take us a little bit on your salvation journey. You've mentioned in campus, the 5 years you were serving in praise and worship. So it means you got saved way back.
Yeah.
What informed your decision
to do what exactly?
To get saved?
Wow. Now, I got saved very long time ago. I got saved at around 9 years of age.
Wow.
Kitambo sana. Yeah, I was at my uncle's. And then there's this movie, Heaven and Hell. Like me, I don't want to go to hell. And I got saved,
Wow.
And you see, at that point, you get saved and you really don't understand salvation.
Yes.
But all in all, umeokoka. And I've seen God's steady hand walk with me through many, many, many situations in my life. And so it's been a journey of, yes, God said tunaok na wewe, and a journey of nimesleki mahali. But I always know the right place I need to be. It has God's place.
Yes.
No matter how far I wander, I always know rudi home.
Ni huko.
That is where there is peace. That is where there are all life, answers to all life's questions. Mimi nimezipata hapo.
Ziko huko.
Na hapo ndo sibanduki. No matter, they say a righteous man falls how many times? 70 times 7. But we still rise up. So mimi, I don't think God alinichagua, because by the way at 9 years, see mimi nili as much as there's that fear, he called me and I answered, and I've seen you walk. I've seen him walk with me many times. Today here, this is a testimony. This itself is a testimony of God's workmanship in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
9 years. You must have been very young.
Yes.
Okay. Did you find challenges in between? Because 9 years that you're still in primary.
Yes.
You're going to high school.
Yes.
People have different lives. You go to campus. How did you manage all of this?
Now, if funny enough, if you meet people who met me in my primary school, those who met me in high school, those who met me in campus, they'll tell you of a very different Maureen's. But they'll also tell you, Maureen is a very calm person who loves. Anapenda tu kufanya vitu zake na bila bugudha na watu tuseme. Mimi sipendi kukosana na watu na nini. I just love doing things right. That has been me. But that comes with being timid, being scared, being, finding life and having purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
You mentioned if you find your purpose in life, so you just run along with it. What would you say is your purpose in life?
Ooh, that's a very, very good question. My purpose in life.
Yeah.
I think there are many, not many, but as you've heard, kuna areas you'll have to evolve to fit in. And you realize I'm still pursuing my purpose, right? And so I would say one of the areas where I need to my purpose, or my purpose is just to be authentic, authenticity, being real, being just yourself. And out of how you live your life, people's lives are being transformed.
That's powerful. That's so powerful.
Yeah.
I would like to know, how do you carry yourself around the workplace now that you're a saved person?
I don't hide my position. And this is me. Actually, you remind me of another day, because I'm in the social communication kind of field. And anyone who's worked there knows it's a very fast-paced environment where there's pressure to deliver. There are timelines to be met. So people even sometimes have to get a bit intoxicated to be able to function well in such an environment. So a friend of mine another day asked me, "Do you ever curse?"
Wow, then you must be
Do you ever curse? I'd love to hear you curse. Actually, I don't know, I'd buy what? And I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
And even the curse around me, and I'm like, guys, do you know I'm here, by the way? Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Because that's not me. And you see, me, I think I learned this long time ago. If I'm not myself, I will fumble over everything. But if I'm just me, this is me, acceptance of where I'm at. And now looking for a way to get out of where I'm at if I'm not okay with it. I live a very stress-free life. So that is it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I believe God positions us to workplaces. I don't know if you can say that where you are at work, is it God ordained?
Yes, I would say it is. But it's not my final place.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a place to start, but I'm going to greater places.
Greater
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What would you tell us some of the things you do that to pursue your spiritual growth? Maybe in a week's time, in your daily walk with God, or something you do?
There's prayer. There's reading of the word. There is fellowship, which we do, Sunday to Sunday, and even in between the week when I get an opportunity. So I said prayer, reading of the word, fellowship, and even listening to music. That walk helps me. I can feel there's steady progress with in my salvation journey. Yeah.
So you wouldn't say you're that person for Sunday. This Sunday I'm in church. Next Sunday I'm in church, and that's it.
No, I know over the years, hapa katikati, I need to find a way.
True.
And I've also seen God speak to me also in situations where it's a movie I've watched and I can, get a story from it, a story of hope, a story of encouragement, a story of direction. And not just a movie, even real life experiences. Yeah.
What would you say is your greatest transformation in life after choosing the path of salvation?
The biggest transformation that has come my way is, I know deep down there's that awareness that my source of joy, peace, direction, livelihood, that source of everything that defines me is God. That awareness itself is enough for me because it keeps me going every day. Yeah.
Last, what would you say has a life experience that has defined who you are today?
That's a good one. Marriage. Marriage has really brought transformation my way, and even motherhood. Because today, the decisions I make, I don't just make because of me.
Yourself,
Yeah. I look at my children, I look at my spouse, how are they also affecting them? And then now I say, yes, I can flow if it ticks all those boxes.
Yeah,
yes. And probably to add also salvation, because you see, it may tick the boxes for my children and marriage and all, but it's also not right in my religion, or rather my spirituality. So it also needs to tick that box.
Your
spiritual walk with God. Yeah.
Great. I believe someone is touched. Maybe any parting shots to our viewers today?
Yeah.
Most especially on resilience.
Yeah. This is what I'd say, guys, as we get even into this month, I call it the month for women.
Yes.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Throw away that fear that is trying to say something in your mind. Put it away. You have the capability to achieve anything you put your mind to. You have the potential, you have the beauty. Actually, where I come from, or in my school of thought, I don't see anyone as ugly. I see everyone is beautiful. God created us fearfully and wonderfully.
Yes.
So your story at I don't look nice, I don't know. That's a lie of the enemy. So put it aside. You have that capability.
Yes.
So now sit down. Look at where you are. Assess it. Accept it. Find a way to come out. Find a way to come out if you don't like it.
Yes.
If you like it, better it. That's my parting shot.
Awesome. Yeah, and that one you can't do without God. Or not. Due to public demand, this month we're still celebrating women. We've touched so much on women in this episode. And happy International Women's Day to all our viewers. And thank you all for being with us, family, throughout. And then I would say, if you're new here, consider hitting the subscribe button. And due to public demand, we'll be featuring men too. So gentlemen, stay put. See you again, family, until the next episode. Bye.